Yeah, I have a coffee date. And so I'm pre-caffeinating, but having coffee at home never means that I can't have coffee out at a cafe with a friend. Hi everyone, welcome back to Pavonine Studios Beauty and Art. If you're new here, my name is Amy. Thank you so much for joining me again for another episode of Mix It Monday. Today I thought I would do something kind of fun. I just reviewed the La Mer foundation, and that video got uploaded last week. I will be sure and link it above. But I wanted to mix my most expensive foundation, which is the La Mer, with my cheapest foundation, which is from the dollar store, and this is from Dollar Tree, I believe. And this is the Sassy and Chic BB Beauty Cream. Now this actually has a pretty nice coverage. So this is not a typical BB cream in my opinion. It has quite a bit more coverage than I typically think of for BB creams. But I've got my face all prepped and everything, moisturizer on. Quite a bit. I use the Tatcha Dewy Skin Cream because when I used the La Mer foundation, I thought it looked a little bit dry by the end of the day, and so I wanted to kind of counteract that. This is for $1 BB cream slash foundation. This is actually surprisingly nice. And this is definitely one of those ones where you can put a little bit on your fingers and rub it in with your fingers like you would a sunscreen or a lotion or something like that, and it's gonna look pretty good. At least it looks pretty good on me. So I'm gonna jump right in with this, and I am going to take a little dot of the BB cream. Now that's actually a pretty big dot. The opening on this tube is quite large, and so you get a lot out if you're not careful. The first time I did it, I got way too much, but I'm going to take that much. I'm just going to take one pump, I think, of the La Mer, and they're very close in color, as you can see. So I'm just going to mix those on the back of my hand, and these are both pretty light, so I will be doing some bronzing and so forth. So I am just smooshing those around on the back of my hand, and we're gonna see what happens. I have a sneaking suspicion that this will be pretty good. It's almost like, I don't know, that like truth is stranger than fiction kind of thing. You're like, no, you can't mix $1 foundation with a $125 foundation and expect it to look good. Well, we'll see. We'll just see about that. So I'm going to use my IT Cosmetics Love is the Foundation brush. This is a pretty new one for me. The new brush that they do every October for breast cancer awareness. So I did film this eye look, and I used the Pinky Rose 80s Baby palette. And this is probably one of the ugliest looks that I've done on myself for a very, very, very long time. However, I don't have time to wash it off and start over. So we're just gonna wear it. I filmed it. I may or may not upload it. We shall see. But I don't know that it has anything to do with the palette specifically. Just that I didn't really have a plan. And you can tell that I didn't have a plan. I am going to put some concealer on because I just don't like foundation up under my eyes much. And then if you add concealer on top of that, a lot of times it's just too much. So because this is fairly light, I am going to bring it down my neck. One thing is that the La Mer does smell really nice. I think it's quite a pleasant scent. It's not overpowering. I don't know that it has fragrance per se in it, but I will find that out. I went yesterday and got a trim, And then I had her tint my brows, so they're definitely darker, and I'm hoping that I won't have to do quite so much work on them to fill them in. That's what I'm hoping. So that was pretty much everything on the back of my hand. I'm going to mix a little bit more so that I can go down onto my chest because I'm wearing a scoop necked tank top. Okay, let's have a look. So this is definitely more dewy than if I use the La Mer foundation on its own, I think. But I think that has enough coverage for me for today. It's not covering everything. I'm going to say it's a nice medium, maybe a high medium if I added a little bit more of the La Mer. I'm not sure about that. For the palette that I used today, and I'm just going to say this just in case I decide not to upload that video where I'm doing this eye look, which I may not. The only problem that I really had was the black shade in it is one of those black shades that seems like it would be really good and really pigmented, like when you swatch it and stuff, it seems like it's going to be a good black, but then it ends up being kind of, I don't know, a little patchy and just not quite what I like. I am powdering this obviously because I like the glow, but I don't want it to slip. So that's, you know, and I just usually powder a little bit, mostly in the T-zone, whatever extra I take onto the perimeter of my face, and then I'll take a little more and put it on my chest. Okay, I think that looks, you know, that looks pretty nice. I didn't go over it with a sponge. And I probably should have, but I am going to go do the rest of my face. I will come back, share what I put on my face, and we'll kind of assess the situation, see what it's looking like. And I will do a wear test today. It's quite early right now. It's about 9:30 in the morning, and so I should be able to do a full-on wear test. And I'll be right back, guys. Okay, guys, I am back, and I've got the rest of my face on. Let me share with you real quick what I put on the rest of my face, because I have thoughts about this mixture of the Sassy and Chic BB cream and the La Mer foundation. So for my blush, I used, again, I just used this yesterday. It was on my table, so I just used it again today. This is the Ambient Blush Quad. This is was a limited edition, so they don't make this anymore, but never fear, they come out with something similar every holiday season, so I'm sure that you can get something like it. For my bronzer, I used the Fenty bronzer in the color Indocun, and it's here somewhere and I can't find it. For my highlight, I used the Lorac highlight in Daylight. I wish I would have picked the one that was a little pinker, which I can't think of the name of it, but I like that one better. This one is a little, it's not quite what I was looking for today. For my lips, I used the color Sin-a-mon from Maybelline. It's one of these guys right here. And I just put a little bit of that on. I sprayed liberally with my Collab setting spray because, again, this looks kind of dry and a little bit heavy to me. It's not bad. It's not bad. And I'm going to wear it today, of course, and see how it goes. And maybe it will sort of settle down as the day goes on. But I did have to kind of work a little brush into the sides of my nose because it was looking super heavy there. I did go over it with a sponge a little bit with some setting spray on it just to kind of tap out the powder. I might have gotten a little heavy-handed with the powder. I didn't think so at the time, but you know, that might be at least part of what's going on. I don't really have anything else to say at this point other than it's not looking that different from when I put it on by itself, the La Mer foundation, I mean. When I put it on by itself the other day. I don't know, you know, I'm not sure about this particular combination. Mostly I just thought it would be fun to put the most expensive with the least expensive and see what happened. And I don't feel like it's a complete disaster at this point, but it's definitely not my favorite combination that I have done. I think I mentioned in my La Mer review that I plan on putting this with maybe the Estee Lauder Futurist, or some other equally glowy, creamy, dewy type of foundation, just to see what that does. So that'll probably be coming up in another Mix It Monday. I don't really have too much else to say. I do want to say real quick, just because I'm not sure I'm going to be putting the video up or not. I haven't looked at the footage, obviously. As far as the 80s Baby palette from Pinky Rose, I said earlier that this was probably the ugliest look that I've done on myself in a while. And I hope nobody interpreted that as meaning that I don't like the palette or the quality. I did go over the center of my eye with one of the Cliona shadows, just because I wanted something a little bit more sparkly. I think this was the color Spire. Yeah, I think I'm going to leave it there. I actually managed to forget to put concealer on until kind of towards the end of my makeup, and so I went ahead and put a little bit on, and I think it's fine. I mean, I don't think I had so much powder under there already that it made that much of a difference. But I did go ahead and put a little bit of my Armani concealer on that I've been liking. I'm gonna leave it there for now because I gotta get out of here and go meet a friend for coffee, and that's super important to me. The coffee and the friend, of course. But I'm gonna leave it there for now, and I will check back in a little bit, and I'll go ahead and put that check-in right about here. Hi, I am back, and I'm gonna do my check-in for my combination of the La Mer foundation and my dollar store foundation, which I can't find. Oh, here it is. My dollar store foundation, the Sassy+Chic BB cream. I don't know exactly what's going on here. I don't know if it's this guy right here. I think it might be, because I don't remember this one ever looking dry on me. But I put on a lot of moisturizer and stuff this morning, and this looks so like powdery. And I mean, I powdered and everything, but wow, this looks bad, like really bad. I mean, just looking, you know, in the viewfinder and the mirror and the monitor and stuff, it looks fine. But if you were to get, you know, closer to me, you would be like, you know, wow, you really over powdered, or your skin is super dry or something. But I put on sunscreen. I put on the Tatcha Dewy Skin Cream. I already had regular moisturizer on underneath to begin with. And I just feel like this is a super dry combination. I don't know. I don't know what else to say about it other than, I won't be doing this combination again. Although it was just for fun. It wasn't like, I didn't come on here to suggest that you go out and buy this dollar store foundation and this $125 foundation from Nordstrom or Sephora or something and then put them together. That wasn't my purpose. It was just for fun. It does, however, make me question how much I like this, because I don't know. I just expect to like something that costs this much a lot more than I do, at least so far. But if I can't get this to look anything but dry and powdery and so on, then I'm gonna return it. I wasn't going to, because I thought, well, it'd be nice to have something really high end in my collection just for comparison's sake or something like that. But then I'm like, really, can you afford to do something like that? Keep something that's so expensive for the purpose of comparing and contrasting and, you know, mixing with other stuff. And, you know, I'm not sure I can justify that at this point. Thanks so much for joining me today. I really appreciate your time here. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Ring that bell for notification whenever I upload a new video. And until next time, I'll see you guys later. Bye.